Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It's BB Cameron here, and today I have 5 super easy projects to share with you using Neat and Tangled and Tonic Studios supplies. Because this week, these two crafty companies are having a collaboration over the Neat and Tangled blog. And I'm super happy to take part in this activity because I also have the honor to design for these two companies. So to be honest, I struggled a little bit to find the products I was going to share with you today. Just because there were too many options. Tonic Studio has a wide variety of coloring tools and all of them are awesome. They have water-based markers, alcohol markers, glitter markers, Nuvo Aquaflow pens. They also have embossing paste, Nuvo mousses, Nuvo drops, and when I was thinking which of them I should use for today, I just thought I shouldn't use any of them. Instead of that, I want to share with you some of the tools I use from Tonic Studios in daily basics. And I also was looking at the Neat and Tangled February release, which is this one here, and I could not help myself, but I absolutely adore this Panda die. It doesn't have a cutting edge over this area here, so it doesn't cut the whole shape. Then I also grabbed this die set by Tonic Studios. It's called Cupcake Treat Box. This die is a kind of insert that coordinates also with the cupcake die, the Halloween one, but the original set comes with all these parts here, and today I think I'm going to use just this frame and also the two little dies to cut a tag. Okay, I want to show you something here, and it's that this Panda die kind of fit just in that box panel. You see there, you will have a little bit of the ears out of the panel, but that's perfectly okay. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how that looks later. So now I'm going to grab my Tonic Studios MAXI guillotine, which is the best guillotine I have ever used. I love this guillotine. It just cut paper like butter. You know, I have it 1 year ago and the blade is still sharp. No problem at all. Now I'm going to place the die on top of those two pieces of paper, which are actually an A4 sheet of cardstock cut in half, and I'm going to secure the die using a low tack tape. And I'm going to be using the die cutting machine by Tonic Studios. You will have to forgive me because my son just make a draw on this die cutting plate here. It looks terrible, and of course this has been well used. And this is the die cutting machine, so you can see it there. It is a large format die cutting machine. It's very soft to operate, and as I'm working on my dining table and is made out of glass, the craft mat doesn't have any adhesion there and is moving, but if I was working on other surface, this is not going to move. I just have to tell you that because you can see the mat moving there, but I'm not making any strain really. So this die cutting machine just cut paper like butter. I just put 2 layers of very thick cardstock. This is 300 grams cardstock, and it won't have a problem to die cut them both in one go. Okay, so now I have the 2 pieces I need to create the box, and now I need to die cut the panda from that panel. So I'm going to run this through the machine. Now you can see how this panda die cut the paper, and it's just beautiful. It just die cut the eyes and the ears of the panda, also the nose, and you get that beautiful detail on that panel. So I was experimenting with this box, and then so many ideas came to my mind. You know, you can create windows on envelopes, and because this die is so clever, you can create effortless and beautiful projects in time record. So another thing I want to tell you is about the Tangerine die cutting machine is that when you die cut the paper with this machine, you will always get that sharp die cutting lines at the edges of the die cuts, also embossed. So you can see here better what I mean. I hope you can see there all the edges of this die cut, and you won't get any scratch or mark from the embossing plates or the die cutting plates embossed on your cardstock. So I'm going to fold all the scoring lines, and the main panels to create this box are done. so now I'm going to use another Tonic Studios product. This is Craft Perfect paper, and I'm going to use it to create a backing panel behind that panda silhouette. I'm going to use the die simply because I want to die cut the perfect shape to do that, and then using my Holtz Tonic Studios snippers, I'm going to die cut these edges here, and this panel is going to be ready to go just behind that panda, like so. I die cut another panel to complete all the pieces for this box, and I want to show you something, and I'm not kidding. I love Tonic Studios glue. It only costs a couple of dollars, and this glue is fantastic, especially for die cutting. You can use it on paper or on fabric. It dries quick and it's not sticky after drying. So I'm going to use this one here because it has a nice tip, or the tip is kind of small, and it allows me to add that glue easily behind the die cut. And I'm just going to glue down that black panel behind this. If you get glue showing in the front of the panel, you just can lift it with your finger and you won't get that glossy color on the cardstock as when you use another kind of glues. So all I have to do now is to glue these two panels together. Let me show you here. They are completely identical. I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to glue them just in the center of this square piece here. I'm also going to use this glue here to do that. And I'm also going to stick the flaps in the sides of the front and the back panel. All you have to do when you are using this kind of glue is to hold the paper for a couple of seconds until the glue dries, and then you will be done. That's the basic box. You can put anything inside, a candle, treats, anything. And the die set also comes with this die here, which is going to transform this box into a cupcake box. So this is the way I do it. I'm going to cut a piece of paper at 4 inches 3/4 by 4 inches 3/4, and I'm going to score at 1 inch all around the edges. Then I'm going to place that die on the center of the scoring lines, and I'm going to die cut the paper. Tonic Studios dies almost always emboss the paper, so you can see there those beautiful hearts. And now I'm going to use these scissors to cut in a diagonal, or like so. I prefer to cut the paper in, not like that, but in diagonal. So then I can easily stick the corners together and give shape to this base. To adhere the corners of this part here, I'm going to be using Funky Tape Runner. This is another of my favorite adhesive by Tonic Studios, and once this is done, I can say my box is complete. So there is the box inside. You can put the cupcake in that hole, and the two little gaps at the side is to put your finger so you can grab easily the cupcakes. And in the moment I was filming the video, I didn't have a cupcake to show you how it perfectly fits in that aperture, but now I'm sharing some pictures so you can have a better idea. So I really think that this cupcake panda box looks super cute, and all I have to do now is to embellish the box. I'm going to do something very simple, and I'm going to stamp a tag, and this stamp set here is called So Many Sentiments, and it's also from this February release by Neat and Tangled. And I'm not kidding, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. The first time I saw the release and I read all these cute sentiments here, it brought tears to my eyes. I don't know if I'm emotional or what's going on. I just don't know. The sentiments are so cute, and I think that it's so important to make people smile or to be the reason of other people's happiness. And of course, it's important to let people know when they are the reason of our happiness. And all the sentiments in that stamp set are nice, are the kind of things you would like to hear from others. So I really love it. And well, I'm going to be using here the Team Holtz stamping platform. This is also another of my favorite products by Tonic Studios. And if you notice, I have added a sheet of craft foam or black craft foam in the back so that I can provide a little bit of cushion behind the paper and I can get a better impression. It's not completely necessary, but I just like it because some stamps are really thin and the way this platform has been designed won't allow you to stamp completely that image, but that's in very rare scenarios. I just like to put the foam there. It was a tip that one of the girls in the Tonic Studios design team told me, and I have been doing that since then. And then I just stamp multiple times in the same place with incredible precision. Another tip is to put the magnets really close to the image I'm stamping or really close to the stamp so the paper is not going to move regardless the place I put the paper on the platform. It doesn't have to be always against a corner. Sometimes some stamps do not allow us to do that. So the tip is to put the magnets really close to the stamped image. Another tip is to clean your stamps and your platform using a magic eraser. It's going to look always like new. Okay, as I wasn't thinking, when I create the box and I really want to stamp this sentiment on the box, I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to print my box like so. Sorry, you have to see my feet there. So I'm going to place the box like so on the platform. The magnet is going to hold it so it's not going to fall, and I'm going to place the stamp like I normally do, and I'm going to stamp. This platform allows me to stamp over that edge and also the side edge with no problem. I can do that in 3D items like this one. The only thing you need to pay attention is that this bar here in the platform cannot get inky. In this case it got inky, so I transfer a little bit of that ink over the panda face. So you have to be careful and put some paper or something to protect any ink on that bar to transfer to your artwork. I accidentally got ink there, so I'm going to use a bow die to create a little bow, and I'm going to cover that stain with this bow here and problem solve it. I actually think that it looks quite cool, so I'm going to use the bow for all the samples I'm going to make today. So now I'm going to pierce a hole here just to be able to pass through that hole ribbon or twine. The die set to make this cupcake box also include this die here, which is special to die cut the slot to pass through it the ribbon or twine, but in this case I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'm going to add this kind of lace, and I'm going to add a tag to this box. You are going to need from 3 to 5 minutes to create a box like this one. If you are mass producing, then perhaps you can reduce the time at 2 minutes if you have all the paper cut and ready to go. But of course this video is a little bit longer because I have been showing you tips and the tools I use. So I also like to wrap the twine around the ribbon I put in the top of my boxes like that. I just make a knot there, and it's super easy, and it's also nice and decorative, and it's very easy to add the tag as well. So I added the tag here. I just made a knot on the top. There's nothing special about it, and this is the box. So my son bring the wobbling eyes jar, so I have to add the eyes to the box, but to be honest, don't tell him. But no, it's not a good idea. I really like the die cuts just plain, not with the eyes, but of course that's optional. I want to show you how it looks. It looks kind of funny, and you can use that for children projects. You can also use different cast of colors, and you can create different animals. It doesn't have to be always a panda. Now I'm going to show you in 6 minutes 4 different samples, and the first sample is using an envelope die by Tonic Studios. This is called Delicate Embrace Sweet Nothings die set, and I'm going to cut an A4 sheet of paper. This is a thin paper So it's great to make envelopes. And I'm going to be able to create a C6 envelope using this die. And after doing that, I'm going to die cut the paper in this corner using the Panda die. Then I'm going to fold the scoring lines. You can leave the envelope like that, but I'm going to add a piece of scrapbooking paper behind this panel just to make pop that panda silhouette a little bit more. I love to create this kind of windows on envelopes. I have done that many times. It's not the first time I do it, so it's not the newest idea, but you can see how beautiful that looks. So now you can also do some stamping, and I'm going to use another stamp from this stamp set called So Many Sentiments by Neat and Tangled. And I removed this black craft foam from the platform just to show you that you can stamp without it as well. And I also using here black shadow Nuvo hybrid ink, which is absolutely amazing to stamp on fabric. All you have to do is to heat set this ink, and this ink is also great for watercoloring and alcohol markers coloring. So that's the envelope done. 1 minute to show you that project. Now I'm going to show you super quick how to create a card to go on that envelope. I'm going to use an A4 sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to cut it in half. So this is 4 1/8 inches or 10.5 centimeters, and I'm going to fold it in half as well. This is to create the card base. Now I'm going to use a smaller piece of cardstock. This is just a little bit smaller than the card base, and I'm going to die cut this piece using the Panda die like so. I did notice that I used the last piece of this scrapbooking paper on the envelope, and I just got left this little bit here. I'm going to do my best to make the best use of this paper, and I'm just going to trim it, and I'm going to paste it behind those gaps in the die cut like so, and nobody will notice that I did that. I just want to guarantee the paper coordination between the card and the envelope. This is a super simple project, but this is the kind of super duper easy projects that you can make and sell, and you can get a good profit because you are not spending a lot of time on it. You can also die cut boxes or woody bags for children or anything with this panda die, and it's just so cute. So all you have to do to finish a card is just adding a backing panel, stamp a sentiment, and you will be ready to go. Extra tip for you is if you get those stains of ink on your front cardstock panels, you can use a sun eraser like this one. This is Mono Tombow sun eraser or something like that. I'm going to list all the supplies in the blog post in the link in the video description so you can have a look at them. And after erasing this for a couple of seconds, you will get completely crisp white cardstock. And to finish this card, I'm going to embellish with this tiny little paper bow. And this is the same bow I use for the cupcake box, but in this opportunity I just completely fold the top of the bow so it got more dimension, and that's it. This is my card and envelope finish. So now I'm going to move to the next project. This is absolutely easy. I actually was thinking if I should show you how to do it because it's doing a little bit more of what I just did with the previous projects, but it's better to do it than leaving it to the imagination. So all you have to do is to die cut the paper twice, and you get the two little faces, one next to the other one, and then you can stamp these in different ways. And from here I'm going to do exactly the same I did for my previous card, and this could be 2 girls, 2 boys, or a couple. You can also stamp different sentiments and use different cardstock colors. And I have a last project for you today. This could be a super quick and easy children party invitation, and I'm using here a couple of products from the last February release by Neat and Tangled, and also some Tonic Studios dies. So the first thing I did was die cutting with the Panda die a piece of white cardstock, and then I glue behind a piece of black cardstock. I trim with scissors all around the edge of this silhouette. You can guide yourself because the die produce on the paper a kind of embossed area so you can see clearly where you have to cut. And once you have this done, All you have to do is to add a little embellishment and the panda will be done. I'm using here a die set called Party Time by Tonic Studios, and this die just die cut a beautiful banner. You also have your scoring lines there that you can fold to create a 3D banner. It also comes with the stamps and a coordinating die word, which is this one here. And I'm going to glue this down, and then I'm going to die cut a background panel using Geometric Circles Cover Play die by Neat and Tangled. And this is a very intricate die. I'm going to use the Tangerine die cutting machine by Tonic Studios. I only going to pass this through the machine once, and then I'm going to tap the paper like that, and I'm going to get rid of all those little pieces of paper in seconds. All I have to do now is to glue down this panel on a card base. I'm going to add all the elements I just die cut, and my card will be done. So this will be a super quick project. In case you want to make a party invitation, you can just change the colors and make something super fun and super quick. So these are the 5 projects I wanted to share with you today. I hope you like them, and that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, visit the blog for more ideas and inspiration, and check out the links in the video description. Thank you very much for watching, and happy crafting! Bye!